What's up, everyone? Here we go. I think the technical difficulties are over. I should be. Oh, gotta move over. Think. I think we're good. I think we're good. I'm always still delayed on Instagram, but how are you? How is everyone? I think we're good. See, I think I should be able to get TikTok chat now. Yep. How is everyone? Oh, I don't have the chat here. There we go. Hey, everyone. How are you? What's going on? We got a good one today. A good live today, guys, for sure. How are you? How's everyone doing? Today we're going to cover some of the actual ways you do an online business. It should be pretty practical, should be easy, pretty easy to follow. I'm excited to walk you guys through it. Oh shoot, I got to pull up some stuff, but from you is amazing. I mean, 30K. How did you make 30K? What did you make 30K doing? Be interested in learning that. And how are you doing, TikTok? Guess what? I could see you now. I could see TikTok chat now. How are you guys? Good? I can see YouTube chat as well. So we're doing all right. We're doing all right. I think I'm live on Twitch too. I think I might be live on Twitch. I don't remember. But how are you guys? You doing all right? We got a lot going on. Got a lot to work on, a lot to cover today. We'll be covering what are the real ways to make money online is what we'll be covering. Uh, good, good. I'm glad you're doing good. I'm glad you're doing all right. How are you doing, TikTok? How are you doing, YouTube? Let me pull up some things. I'll be sharing my screen today, going through some of the top ways to make money online. We'll be watching some YouTube videos as well, is the plan. Aw, come on. Really? Trying to sell pictures of your feet? No one wants to buy those, but people will certainly charge you to sell them. I'll let you pay me $10 to sell them. How about that? Uh, Dude, you're trolling. I don't have videos for you to follow step by step. You're some kind of bot. Um, all right. Let me know how it goes, Misfit. How WAP does. Now, I gotta warn you, there are scams on that app. There's a lot of gambling stuff. There's a lot of different content creators. Gary Vee was doing something on clipping too. You can make money doing it, but it is like a very certain genre of person um, that are using that. So, yeah, it's definitely one you gotta um, watch out for. I give you nothing and money. Okay. I'm doing well. How are you? How are you, Nelby? Doing okay? Is eBay a good way to make way for businesses? It is. eBay is still a practical way to make money. There are ways you can make money with different items on eBay. I still see people being pretty successful. There are people saying that you can sell like TV controllers and stuff like that. TV remotes, old TV remotes. I don't see that business. I looked, but you know what I've seen that's crazy is people will sell um like cat food. They'll find cat food at Target for one price and sell it on eBay for like $10 more. That's like a real thing. That's an arbitrage business. So it's very interesting. Very interesting. Someone show me how to hustle from my couch. Yeah. Your channel is great. Thanks for the info. No problem. Remotes and coffee cups. Can I raise and sell worms for friends and not bait? I have seen that guy that says he does microgreens and worms. I haven't really looked into it. Um, why haven't I tried going all in on YouTube automation? That's a question. That's a good question. Um, YouTube automation takes a certain type of individual. I'm not really an analytics person, if I'm honest. I think they undersell that part, that you really need to look through analytics and understand what's winning, change your hooks, stuff like that. I'm not an analytics guy. I don't like. I actually hate that part of even me doing side hustle review. I don't look at analytics too deeply. I'm kind of a more gut instinct guy. So if you're making content with AI, you really have to understand the analytics. I just don't think I'd be successful at YouTube automation. You can make money doing it. It's not a guarantee. You do have to find your right niche. But I also don't think it's going to last long. I think it's going to become so prolific on the platform that people are going to not like it too much and start skipping through it and not watching it as much. And it's going to become like less monetized. It's not a sustainable long-term business. So I feel like you could put like a lot of work into it and maybe you learn a lot, but I'm looking for something that can last a little bit longer. Gonna try WAP. Good luck with that. Well, business been seen recently and haven't completed delve into it. Dentist office referrals. Okay, that's an arbitrage business. We could talk about that one. I know exactly what you're talking about. Uh, how much do I make on average from Side Hustle Truth? If you're talking about gross revenue, last year I made like 25K, but in the end I was zero because I invested a lot. Um, that's strategic. I don't want to pay the tax. This year so far, I've made 25K already through various sponsors and stuff, and then I just take that and pour it into other side hustles and businesses, trying to grow it. I bought some of the streaming equipment with it, and that's strategic. It becomes a tax write-off if you do that. So yeah, thanks, Vicky. I appreciate you over there on TikTok. I do see TikTok chat now. I see YouTube chat too. So I'm seeing all those chat. And today we are filming a podcast. I'll get into that soon. It's been my dream to sell little widgets like wire winders and soap bottles. You think it's still worth pursuing on e-commerce platforms nowadays? It certainly could be. You have to figure out how you're going to get attention from that and see if there's some kind of existing demand. That's the way to do business, small biz all the way. I don't know what that was referring to. What's a side hustle you have made the most money from? The most money I've made is user-generated content. I get a lot of offers for user-generated content through Side Hustle Review too. I usually turn them down. I don't want people to use my likeness to sell products, although I see people using AI to do that already. But just the sheer volume of brands asking me to do user-generated content just shows that there's a lot out there. And the male niche for user-generated content seems to be more in demand, especially old guy male niche, which I think I fit into. So I may be a little bit more lucky because a lot of the UGC stuff, they're like asking for like beard and male impotency stuff. I'm not even joking. Do you think flipping Trader Joe's tote bags is still a sustainable income? I wouldn't say it's sustainable, but I think it's fast. I think it's fast. Um, what's up, Victor? What's up, Victor? Yeah, I've been going live at least once a week. And yeah, I film my podcast through my live. Uh, and yeah, I want to have a blog to make me money through display ads. That is one component, and that's what we're going to be talking to today about on my podcast. So, if you want to make money through a blog, what you're starting is a content business. So your blog is one form of content, but you're going to have to figure out if you're going to do video content, but you're just going to be monetizing through content. Side Hustle Review right now is a content business. It can be a media company even, but I'm making money through content by producing content, make money through the platforms and make money through sponsors. I should be making money through you all, right? Which I kind of do with my Name Your Price guides. I think I've made $500 through that. Uh, but yeah, that's a content business that you're talking about, Vicky. If you want to make money through a blog, you're talking about Trump score. Oh no, I copied a politician political trades, and it's been amazingly wildly good. Um, I forget what percent I'm up now. It's been a dip now since it's gone down, but at one point I was up like 85%. Local SEO agency, that's a service business, completely viable. You're going to have to work on your sales, like sales and marketing, letting people know you exist, you do this service, being able to tell companies how you're successful at it, what kind of results they should get. A business owner is just going to know, how are you driving purchases for them? How are you driving more business for them? So if you want to do local SEO agency, you got to work on your sales pitch, right? Right. I forget which politicians I followed. I want to get sponsors for my event, either from videos from the event or in person. Any tips? You want to get sponsors for an event, either from videos? What do you mean from videos? Or you mean that you want them to sponsor the videos? Newsletters is also a viable way you can make money. You have to figure out how to get people to subscribe to newsletters, but I'm making money through my newsletter through ads, so it's completely possible. Definitely a viable one. As I've been looking into the prices of things, and I realized that I think I should get a good job online because I can't get an in-person job, and I don't know which to get. So you're looking for like a remote job? For the guy that's trying to figure out how to get sponsors for his events, you really have to figure out which businesses are aligned with your content. So what kind of content do you do? And then from there, figure out your value proposition to the company you're doing. No cost side hustle. You can definitely do user generated content is a no cost side hustle. I view it as one that always crushes for a lot of people when it's available in their area. Sometimes it's not. Uh, there's also, if you typically you should be a couple, but ShareTown, that link is in my bio. That's a good one. You're picking up furniture and flipping it. That's a low cost, no cost one. You're trading time for money, right? But that's a good one. D-Scout, where you're taking surveys on your phone, is good. It's hit and miss. You got to work on your application. But there's been a handful of my followers that said they've had great success doing that. So, yeah, yeah. So you don't have to build an audience for user-generated content, but the best way to start user-generated content is through the various platforms. I list those. I have a guide in my bio that you can get. It's Name Your Price. So just go ahead and check that out. And I list like Join Brands, Billo. That's a good way to get started, getting your feet wet. But yeah, I need 7 bands. What are you thinking? 7 bands. What's user, if you don't mind me asking? Alika, I don't know where you live, but check out the link in my bio and go under guides. You'll find a user generated content guide. It's name your price. You can even put $0 there if you want, but any little bit helps for me. If you got a dollar, $10, whatever you can do. Cool, guys. Well, yeah, like as always, I will be recording my podcast today. And today we'll be going through pretty much the 4 ways I figured out how to make money online. There's 4 ways. Whatever guru you've run across, they're just giving you the payoff of the 4 ways. This is like a fundamental thing you should all just really pay attention to. If you can understand this, then you're really starting on your path for online income. Took me a while to learn it and understand it, but after it kind of came together, it definitely clicked. So yeah, we're going to be going through those 4 ways. And then we're going to go on YouTube and I'm going to help you just label those 4 ways. It's actually insane. I used to think most of the gurus were on TikTok. The ones saying like, you can make $10 in 40 minutes type of. I used to think those guys were all on TikTok. And then I saw they were prolific on Instagram. But their origins is on YouTube. YouTube, there is way more on there with established following. We're talking in like the 2 million range. And they are just cookie cutter information, basic, brass tacks, playing to the algorithm. That's it. That is all they're doing. It's clickbaity stuff. It's nuts. And I think that's just what the algorithm plays to. It's clickbait, right? You know, it's an easy way to just really build your momentum on that platform, but it's actually insane. So we're going to go through some of the most common ways on YouTube they say you can make money online, and it's just nuts. It's nuts. But yeah, I'm going to talk about the only 4 ways, and you can challenge me in the chat. You can challenge me in the chat. I'm going to go through the only 4 ways people actually make money online. Everything else just fits into these things. And the thing is every method I realize is just what people want to hear. Like that's what they're giving you. It's just what you want to hear. That you can make the money fast, you can make it quick, and not really the truth. Everything, but really all of that is just noise if you don't understand these 4 ways. So I'm going to go through this framework, and really just outline some examples of each, and then we're going to go on YouTube and view them. As always, this is a podcast that I'm filming, so I try not to address the chat while filming it, but I will do a Q&A after. But yes, Facebook bonus is not paying great. Facebook bonus, I think I've made $15 in 30 days and I've reached 4.8 million people. So it's not great. It's not great. Oh, thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the hearts on TikTok. I appreciate that. And what is that? I don't know what that is. But thank you. What is that? Flowers? Did you send me flowers? Thanks for the flowers. Thank you. All right. Cool. Right, with that, we're going to get started, okay? We're going to start recording the podcast. Any questions? Thanks for the hearts over there on Instagram. I appreciate it. On TikTok, you can send me like hearts in the chat and then make funny stuff happen in my face. And a little bit of money comes my way. I don't think Instagram quite has that, but yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool. I need to get my headphones back on because we will be listening to some YouTube video today. So, yeah. All right. Let's get started. Just pulling up my notes here. I assume I sound great. Sound good. You guys all been reacting, so commissions. We'll be talking about some of that. All right, guys. Cool. All right. Hello and welcome back to the Side Hustle Review Podcast. I am Ryan, your host, and today we're going to be talking about what I have found after 2 years of doing this. Really just the 4 ways people are actually making money online. You can go onto any of these platforms, let's say YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and you will be bombarded with people saying you can make money doing drop shipping, affiliate marketing, you name it. Those are all tactics that live in the 4 ways you make money online. They are payoffs, they are pitched as get-rich-quick schemes, and they're really just ways you monetize through different online business models. So I have worked really hard to try and boil this down to make it so anyone can understand. I truly believe if you understand these 4 ways, everything will click in your head and you'll start to be on the path on ways you're going to make money online. If you have this, you're going to be more protected against most of the people that are telling you they're going to sell the dream, but you're also going to be able to find practical resources which do exist to help you start making money online. So I hope this is a very, very helpful podcast for you, and it starts to get you on the right journey for you to really figure out how to make money in the right way and a more sustainable way. Now, as always, if you're new to the podcast, I want you to remember I am doing this on my own. I have no fancy studio. I do not pay an editor. I'm doing this all on myself. It's a side hustle within a side hustle. So please be gracious with my edits. If it sounds weird or you hear some funkiness, that is just because I am hacking it through AI editor called Descript. Shout out to Descript if you ever want to sponsor me. And yeah, that's really it. Also understand that this is a live stream. You can always tune in if you want. I could go live once a week. I'm not super predictable. Sometimes it's Wednesday, sometimes it's Thursday, but I do sometimes reach out to or address my chat during the live, and I cut those out in the podcast. And then at the end, I do a Q&A, which is where the actual chat comes into play. So if you ever want to ask questions during my podcast, you can definitely tune into lives. I stream on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram, all of them. So any of those you could tune in and listen to. Last but not least, I don't have a sponsor for this podcast this time, but I am selling t-shirts using print on demand. Self-made 100 Air t-shirts. If you want to check them out, I got this one freshly made. They're right there linked in my bio. If you wanted to support the cause, please do so. Check that out. And I have multiple guides that some of these side hustles will play into that you can find in my bio. Everything's name your price. You can even put $0 if you don't have any money to pay for them. And yeah, that's kind of my vibe. So hopefully that is helpful. And yeah, we're going to get into today's episode, which is the only 4 ways people actually make money online, right? Cool. So I'm going to share my screen here because I have my notes and I just think you guys should see my notes and hopefully it helps you kind of track along with my thinking. Wrong scene. There we go. Cool. So this is my Notion. I'll plus it up a bit. Oh, I think I'm zooming in on the wrong one. There we go. Cool. Hopefully Instagram could see it a little bit better. Yeah, I think it is. So the only 4 ways you can make money online, as I said, after years of trying side hustles, every platform, every method, I've realized that something most people don't want to hear, and that is there are 4 ways to make money online. The 4 ways that you make money online is either through service, through content, through product, or through arbitrage. So you either get paid to create for others, you either get paid for your own audience, for distributing or getting access to a whole new group. You get paid to sell a thing, or you get paid to find opportunities. And this is actually content, not creator. Change that right here. Content. So let's go a little bit deeper, okay? So there are 4 ways you make money online. You either make money through service. So you create stuff for others. Things that would be a service is something like freelancing or Rover or social media management. That's what I have listed down here. Running ads for small business. So when you have somebody saying, hey, you can make money being a media buyer, that's a service business. That's a service business. Setting up automation, CRM. We're going to go through some examples on YouTube where people say you can get paid $600 for setting up Google Map listings. That is a service business, right? That means you are trading your time and skills for money. They're fast to start, but they're not always scalable. They're typically not scalable into the amount of money these people say, right? They'll say, hey, you can make $600 in 4 hours for setting up a Google Maps with somebody, right? They'll tell you that. The 4 hours is the time it takes to set up Google Maps. It does not consider the time for you getting clients, does not consider the time of you cold calling, does not consider the time of you selling the idea. 4 hours is a very big understatement for some of these service businesses. And that's a lot of the things they live out. When you think of a service business, most of the time it's getting clients. How can I get clients to do user-generated content? It's cool. You're making money doing user-generated content. I even told you guys I made a lot of money doing user-generated content. It's a real side hustle. But how do you find clients? Now, I've found clients through a couple of platforms. You can find those platforms in the guide that I mentioned. One of them I use the most is Join Brands. But if I wanted to take this seriously, this is what I have to find brands, reach out to them, send them a portfolio, send them this thing. Not impossible. A real side hustle. What I would say is worth your time if you like making content about products. I'm not dissing it. But it is a service business. That is a service business. So you need to find clients and you need to be ready to exchange your time for money. That is how it works. Freelance writing, editing, designing, social media management, we always hear. You can make tons of money doing social media management. That is a service business, right? So that is one way they make money online. When you start seeing these gurus pitch these ideas, start to put them in this bucket. Which one is this? Is this service? Is it creator? Is it product? Or is it arbitrage? You can start to bucket them and understand. And sometimes they can work together. It can do amazing stuff. But you understanding these things is the important part. Now, the second is to get paid for your own audience. So that is the one you are watching right now. What I am doing is the content side hustle, content business. I have to make tons of content. And as I make content, I should be building an audience, right? So examples like TikTok channels, YouTube channel, Instagram channels, you can get money through ads, bonuses, brand deals, sponsorships, right? Newsletters, there's sponsorships, there's affiliate links, there's paywalls you can get access to. Podcasts, this could be a form of monetization through sponsorship primarily. And then on YouTube and Spotify, you can become a partner and make money through ad monetization, but it takes time, it takes effort. And then through affiliates. So we always hear you can make money being an affiliate marketer. That is a content business. They'll say Nike can pay you $6,000 every single month, right? You're going to have to make a lot of content about shoes because affiliates is getting commission for products you sell. That is what it is. Affiliates is a way you monetize content. It is not a silver bullet to becoming a millionaire. The way you become a millionaire is running a content business, and of which affiliate is one of your streams of income. Is that starting to make sense to you? Just think about that. Whenever you come across somebody saying you can make millions of dollars being an affiliate marketer, what type of business are they telling you you can do? It's a content business. You have to make a lot of content to drive enough clicks, enough attention to your affiliate links for them to click and buy. That is what the whole gist of this is. So you are turning attention into income. You have to gain people's attention and then sell that attention to either sponsorships or, in the case of TikTok, YouTube, they just want you to retain attention. That's their job. The more time people spend on their platform, the more money they make. And they will pay you a little bit to keep you doing that. So faceless channels, clipping is a service. Because clipping is usually someone like me would pay someone to clip this podcast and then distribute it. That's a service. Faceless channel is content. You're trying to build a channel up to get enough attention that you can start to sell to sponsors, to sell to people, right? And so you're getting attention for income. It requires a consistency and usually a good niche. Like I'm in the side hustle niche, but you can be in the fashion niche. You can be in the health niche. And you're going to have to go even further down into those to find less competitive. But I operate in this a lot, right? I'm not selling a product or service necessarily. You're just really monetizing the eyeballs, the audience you built in, you know? And, but attention is a currency and you have to earn it. You have to earn attention. So a lot of these guys that say you can make all this money through affiliate marketing, they throw that part out. They don't talk to you about how important it will be for you to build an audience that you've earned. You can't buy an audience that's interested in the products you're selling. You have to earn their trust. You have to earn their attention to do it. So before you go learn about affiliate marketing, instead you should learn about the content business model. Are you going to become a YouTuber? You become a TikToker? You're going to become a blogger? Someone in the chat was talking about how she wanted to monetize through blog. You're trying to monetize attention. That's what you're doing. Third way you make money is you get paid to sell a thing. This shirt is a thing that you get paid to sell. Now, I already told you that I'm a content business, but that's the beauty of making money online, is these things can overlap. They can overlap and start to work with each other. My core business is content. Then you can add some of these other elements, these other types of business models to add other streams of income. But this is to sell a thing. Some people, this is their core business. Selling print-on-demand things through Etsy, that's a product business. Selling Canva templates is a product business. Drop shipping is a product business. If your primary goal on making your Instagram and everything is to do coaching and selling a course, it's a product business. KDP, Amazon FBA. It may go back into the other one of finding opportunity. It really depends. It straddles the depending the way you're kind of going about it. It can either be a product business or it could be an arbitrage business. But in this business model, you're selling a product. It could be digital or physical. And you're all about profit margins. You're trying to figure out profit margins. Digital product, the profit margins are great. But your real challenge is volume and demand. So to sell a product, you have to do demand, really figure out demand. You don't need to be the face of the product. You just need the right product, figure out the right way to market it. And that's where people kind of think passive income happens here. But with a product, it's usually the most difficult. If you find a way to really get ranked on a long tail keyword, like a evergreen keyword, then it can become passive income over time. But at best, it's semi-passive income. So that's to sell a product. So you see those guys that say you can make $10,000 a month selling t-shirts, product business. You can make $10,000 a month selling digital products, product business. What are the fundamental things you'll need to know for a product business? You're going to have to understand margins. You're going to have to understand demand planning. So is there enough demand for the product you're going to sell, for the t-shirt you're going to make? Do people even want that product? Really understanding SEO. That's going to be the next few episodes of my podcast, is where I'm going to give you the brass tacks of each of these businesses of what you need to know. You need to know SEO. What skills should you have? What time it would take. So if you're interested in that, make sure you're subscribing, following along, because next week I'm going to start going into deeper dives on these models for you to understand what it would take to make money online with these. So that's the product business. The last is you get paid to find opportunities. So there's like arbitrage, which we've heard, domain flipping, flipping products on Amazon. You go buy stuff from Costco and flip it. There's bank churning, credit card rewards, Airbnb arbitrage, which is really risky, super risky to do, a lot harder than they say. There's those match betting, and then there's gig platforms like TaskRabbit and Rover. Those are just finding opportunities. So most of the time you're the middleman. You're connecting supply and demand or exploiting a gap that others have missed. This is where most people can overlook huge money. It's not really about creating something. It's about noticing a gap. If you're resourceful, this could be something you could do. But a lot of times this takes some capital. It can really take some capital here. Wholesaling houses. That's an opportunity business. Finding people willing to give you what wholesaling houses is finding people that are willing to give you a contract on their house for less than the market rate or less than what an investor would pay. And then you connecting the investor and you keeping the middle amount. You found an opportunity. You found an owner that was just exhausted and trying to sell the house and was willing to, give the contract over a little less to find a buyer. So that's an opportunity business. So if we go through some examples, right? Like selling feet pics, you're getting paid to sell a thing. Starting a SaaS tool, again, you're trying to sell a thing. Run a TikTok page with affiliate links, you're selling attention. That's audience. Setting up email marketing for a business, that's a service. And credit card rewards, you're doing opportunity. So let's look. What I want to do next is look at YouTube at some of the ones that are some of the most popular side hustles that are on YouTube, and us to label them so we start to get more context about it. All right. So I have a YouTube right here, and I've already searched how to make money online. And take note of this thumbnail. I see this thumbnail so much. Always different guys, but always their hands behind their back, saying you can make this much a day. Let's see. The one I see most common, lazy. Oh yeah, lazy ways to make money. Let's see how many times we could see that. Look at, okay, here's a theme. Go to showing that you're asleep. This one, you're asleep. There's a hand behind the head. Always there's one hand behind the head. And you'll see these thumbnails. Hand behind the head. It's like such a common thumbnail. And there's the sleep one. Sleep and hand behind your head. There's your head. That's the one I already pointed out. But it's so funny. And there are so many people that have millions of subscribers on these topics. I did not realize it. And then when you watch these videos, they're just skimming the surface of the business. So I haven't even watched any of these. I didn't come in with any perceived, notion on what we're going to watch, but let's just pick one and see what we get. I hope sound comes through for you guys.
When it's time to scale your business, it's time for
Ooh,
Shopify.
that's loud.
Get
Can you guys hear this? Can you guys hear the video? Is it sounding okay? Oh, Black Cat. Good to see you, man. I'm recording the podcast, so I don't talk into the chat. But can you guys hear it okay? The video, or could it be louder, quieter? Let me know if it sounds... You can't hear it. You can't hear the audio. Okay.
Or be any kind of influencer. It has to allow you not to have to create products or
Can you hear it now?
manage all that goes into that. It must not have a huge upfront investment required, so you don't have to spend a bunch of money on ads or inventory. And the final criteria is that it must have a long half-life. Now you might be saying, Matt, what do you mean by that? That simply means that you do the work once and it has the potential to pay you for years and years into the future. Now, I believe I found the best lazy way to make money online that meets all of these criteria that I'm going to be sharing with you. And now you've probably seen a lot of other videos talking about this sort of thing where they tell you to fill out online surveys, go out there and do jobs like being a transcriptionist or creating videos or pictures. And if you do this work once, you do get paid, but then you have to keep doing it again and again in order to make money. And if you watch the video on my channel where I go over 9.5 online jobs, I show you a bunch of jobs where you can do just this. And that's totally fine if you want to make money quickly. Just keep in mind though that as soon as you stop doing that thing, the money also stops. So those are not the best lazy way to make money online in my opinion. And if you're watching this, my guess is that you like smart work more than hard work, and trust me, I'm the same exact way. So without further ado, let's get into the best lazy way to make money online, which in my opinion is a high payout partner product paired with a high leverage traffic source. Now at this point you might be saying, Matt, what in the world did you just say, and what is that? And now while this might sound complex,
Does anybody track what that? I have no idea what that is, but I guess we'll keep on watching and learning.
This is actually the laziest way in my opinion. Let me walk you through an overview of exactly how to do this. Step number one is to find an overlap with your interest and market feasibility. And this is very simple. All you do is you open up a Google document and you write down literally everything you're interested in, and I recommend writing at least 20 things. And
Now this is true. If you're just starting out with your side hustle journey, trying to figure out how you're going to make money online, aligning something with your passions, a skill set is going to make it more possible for you. So that is an important thing to think about, is figuring out where you kind of gravitate towards. What are your interests? Are you interested in health, fitness, vitamins, stuff like that? That is something to to consider and good place to start with your side hustle.
These can be hobbies, things you read or watch for fun, literally anything you're interested in. Then what you do is you take this list of 20 items and you compare it with what I'm about to show you on your screen right now. And feel free to pause this video right here if you need to compare your list to these things. And what you're going to want to do is see if there's any overlap within your list and the list of things I showed you. And all you simply do...
Okay, he said he was going to show us something, and I don't think he did, right? There's supposed to be a list, I think, to his left, but it didn't make the edit.
You're interested in. Then what you do is you take this list of...
Yeah, there's... Okay, there's no list.
20 items, and you compare it with what I'm about to show you on your screen right now.
Okay.
And feel free to pause this video right
Got
here.
it. Never mind. That's not true. He was just figuratively speaking. So just these 5 new... This is very common that we'll see, and that's true, sure. Align... If you're into weightlifting, that goes into being healthy. If you're into making people laugh, that goes into people. If you're into cameras, that goes into technology. Got it. Okay.
If you need to compare your list to these things. And what you're going to want to do is see if there's any overlap within your list and the list of things I showed you. And all you simply do is delete any of the things from your list that aren't related. Now at this point you're probably saying, Matt, why are we doing this? But trust me, this is all going to make a lot of sense in just a moment. Now step number 2 is to partner with a finished high payout product. Now there's actually a bunch of websites with marketplaces online that give you access to essentially get...
If he goes into Digistore, I'm going to lose my mind. Digistore is complete trash products. They're just like really bad digital products. But let's see.
Getting some of the money from the sales. Now here's a list of some of these websites. They include Digistore 20.
Oh. Did I not call it? Oh man, I totally called it. Wow. Jesus.
24.com,
Wow.
clickbank.com, and a couple others that I'm going to show you specifically.
Clickbank.com too. Clickbank.com too is also full of garbage, but cool.
Video in just a moment when I show you an actual practical example of doing this. And I'm not just going to talk about this like a lot of other videos you may have seen do. I'm going to actually show you step by step how to do this. Now here's how to actually do this. You go to a website like digistore24.com, you go to their marketplace tab.
Okay guys, we're just going to do this and I'll just show you how terrible this is. So, okay. Digistore. Let's just Google it. Oh man. Oh, is this? Yeah, this is it. Sure. Oh God. Let's see. The website's changed because his was 2 years older. I think. Now I don't even... Yeah, see, it's ebooks and stuff like that. Where's the marketplace? It used to just be a marketplace of things. Ah, yeah, here's the business type. So it's like ebooks, right? And you could come here, get started for free. Oh gosh, I don't want to log into the account. Let me tell you, most of these things are supposed to be free. Let's put it that way. A lot of these things, but you're basically generating leads for these other companies and they'll pay you a commission. Yeah.
Right here. And then you click the category that relates most with the thing that you wrote down in step.
So look at this. Keto. You become a keto influencer. And then you tell them, you know where I learned how to become, the diet or plan I follow when it comes to keto is in the link in my bio. Then you link them to this and you'll get $23.12 if someone buys it. This stuff it takes a good amount of effort to get people to buy this stuff from you. You're now in a content business. To go back to the 4 business models, which I told you, you could take anything these gurus are pitching you and put them into these 4 business models. This one specifically, you're in the content business. You have to drive and build a big audience to buy this product. Maybe he'll have a silver bullet. We're not all the way through the 11-minute video. But let's say maybe he'll say, oh, do something different than make a bunch of content. Because he said it's faceless. He said there's a couple things he wanted to do in the beginning. So let's just keep watching. But so far, it's the content business.
Number 1. Then what you're going to want to do is look for a product that's charging at least $500.
Okay, so you're going to start selling a $500 plus product. You can get someone online to pay $500 for a product you did not create and you did not make. You're building trust. Remember, that's the content business.
This is because if you take 50% of this product, then you're making $250.
No crap. Really? Okay.
$50. And if you get just 1 sale per day, that's way more than $100 per day with this lazy method.
And he's calling it lazy. A lazy way to get people to pay $500 for a product. Am I missing something?
Then you simply sign up for the website, in this case Digistore24, and then you just click promote next to the product that you'd like to promote. And then it'll give you this magic link right here, and I'll show you exactly what to do with this magic link. Now, full disclosure, I have a course on Digistore24 that teaches people how to grow and scale YouTube channels, and we charge $1,000 for it. And just a side note, creating this course took me a lot of work to do. It took me years of putting together, making this the best YouTube program on the planet, and I answer every single question daily within my private Facebook community, so you can benefit from other people's hard work and just be lazy and make money from it. Now, for the purpose of this example, I'm going to be using my course, but feel free to choose.
What did he just say? So he has a YouTube course on Digistore that he spent years making, and you can sign up to sell that, I think is what he's saying. And that's what makes it lazy, is that you can sell his course for $1,000. And it's lazy for you because you didn't make the course. Cool. Okay.
Any product you want, there's so many ways of going about doing this. And now that we've got our magic link, let me show you what to do with it. Step number 3 is to follow my lazy content traffic formula. Here's the first part of the lazy formula, which is formulating your...
I dare you to let me build you.
Really? Sorry, my YouTube Premium, I'm not logged into it.
A completely free e-commerce store.
But, spoiler alert, you know what this guy's doing is if you took his dare and went and built the Shopify store, which I did, he gets a commission for you signing up for Shopify. That's what this whole gimmick is. So if you did this start now and signed up for this Shopify store, he'll get $50 for your sign up. So he says to you it's free when really he's just trying to generate a sign up. It's an affiliate marketing thing. And then the stores that they give you, I haven't done his exactly, but I've done others. They're complete trash. And that's okay to them because you got it for free, they tell you, and they got their $50. So, yeah, this is a good ad to play in the middle of this.
Or preloaded with 20
your ideas. All you simply do is go to YouTube, search the category that you wrote down from step number 1, find the top 3 channels within that category, and then go to their most popular videos. You simply do this by going to YouTube, and there's a little button that says popular videos. Click that, and write down their 10 most popular videos from each of those 3 channels, which give you a total of 30 ideas. And then at this point, this is the only step where we have to do a little bit more work, but trust me, it's way better than any other online job that's out there. And that's because you can keep making money from this for years into the future, and it's truly a lazy method as opposed to all those other methods where you have to keep doing the work over and over. It has the potential to keep making money for years down the line. So you go to the videos you wrote down, open them up, and then write them in your own words in a Google document. Now, I personally like to be lazy when I do this, so I just watch them through at 2 times speed to get through faster. And make sure what you write down is unique and in your own words. And
This is pre-ChatGPT, I assume. So again, he's talking about a content business. He's walking you through, go find the top,
Down from step number 1.
find the top titles for the people in your niche and copy them and then write in your own words, make those videos, post them up. As you get views, you'll generate sales. That's really the gimmick. Surprise, surprise. Look at all these guys on the right doing the exact same method he's walking you through. Passive income. I tried $800 in 4 hours. The 5 side hustles to help you get out of a diet. Do this to make $10,000 as a student. $6,000 with just Google Maps. This is the one I was talking about. This one is a content business. That is what he's walking you through, is a content business. I don't think I have to see any more than that. It's basically telling you go rip off other people's videos and then make content. Let's do this one. It's the Google Maps one. Very common one.
Wix. Do you really?
Sorry about the ads, guys.
First up, we've got.
All right. Skip.
So I'm about to show you how you can take this Google.
Look at this here. 1.1 million subscribers. This video has 1.3 million views, 48K likes.
Map right here and make up to $600 in only 3 hours.
$600 in 3 hours with Google Maps. How are they going to do it? Let's see.
And this is going to be something anyone can do from anywhere in the world as long as
Anyone can do it from anywhere in the world. Amazing. Can't wait.
you have a phone and an internet connection. What's up, guys? This is Monique and welcome back to the channel. I am back with the news that you can use, but first, if you are new here, hello, bonjour, hola, aloha, konnichiwa, wagwan, shalom, assalamu alaikum, jambo, namaste. So I came across a video where someone said they were able to make $700 in 4 hours. So you know I had to do a little research, make sure it checks out.
That's this video right here. $700. Oh no, $800. Okay. Went up.
And it's pretty legit, y'all. So we are going to be using Google Maps to look at Google business profiles, and that's how we are going to be able to get our money. And when we are
Spoiler alert, I actually did this one, guys, so I know how hard it is. I called a lot of stores, but yeah.
looking at the Google business profiles on Google Maps, we want to really target small businesses. And you can either look for small businesses that are local near where you live, or you can pretty much look for any business anywhere in the world, as long as you know how to speak the language of whatever person it is that's running that business.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
So as you can see right here, we have our Google map pulled up at the United States. And so the next step that we are going to have to do is we're going to have to.
So this is a service business. To go back to the original theme of the podcast, you are setting up Google Map listings for small businesses. That's a service. You're trading your time for money.
Look for a small town in one of these states here. Now, you don't necessarily have to do a small town. You can actually use larger cities, and I'll give you an example of that in a little while. However, I'm going to start with the small cities because this is where it seems to work often for a lot of people. So we can randomly look for any state on here, any, mini, miny, mo. We're going to go with North Carolina here. So you can click on North Carolina and it's going to bring us closer, and you can zoom in a little bit more by just stretching the screen, or you can hit this arrow over here and it's going to show you more cities. But we want to get in there, we want to go deeper. And look at this, I found a city called Why Not.
Okay, cool. We just learned, we got a Google Maps tutorial. That was cool.
So I mean, why not? So this is the city that we are going to focus on. But before we get into the next step, something that's important that we want to do is go over to ChatGPT now. And you can sign up for a free account with ChatGPT. There may be a wait list though. So just in case you see that, I don't want you to be surprised And what I'm going to ask it is to give examples of different types of small businesses like plumbers. And it's going to break down the many different types of businesses that we are about to look at in this area. And you want to get a list.
So this is so painful for me to watch. What is going to happen is you're going to pick one of these niches, electricians, look for them on the map, and then one by one, you're going to call them. And if they pick up, you then have to pitch them that you are going to make their Google map listing for them rank higher or make it official for them. And you're going to ask them $600 to do it. Cool. Okay.
Because you want to try to find as many businesses as you can. But on here, there are electricians, there's carpentry services, there's painting, landscaping, HVAC. With electricians
I'm fast forwarding.
Why not North Carolina? And so when it gives you this list of the businesses that's near this small town, there are several things that you want to look for to make low reviews.
So you're going to find the ones.
Anything
Yeah, you're going to find the ones with low reviews that the business isn't claimed.
under 10 reviews. Now, sometimes if you look at larger cities, you may not find less than 10 reviews, but you want to try to stick to the ones that have the lower reviews. That's really important, y'all. And you also want to try to focus on the businesses that are not at the top of the ranks when you are searching. You want to find the businesses that are pretty much towards the bottom of the search results. But before we get into the next important step, while we are on the topic of Google, tell me, have you ever Googled yourself, a family member, or a friend?
Look at that. She's getting a sponsor. So she's making money through this thing. So this is her sponsor plug. We're going to go right through that.
If you really want
to
be a CEO, want to be an
I had to
entrepreneur,
do
you
YouTube
should take
Premium.
the first step.
Sorry, my
Create
bad.
the LLC. It doesn't really
So let's get back into making this $600 in 3 hours. So I mentioned earlier
Okay. $600 in 3 hours.
to look at small cities, but you can also look at larger cities, because if you think about it, in larger cities there's more competition, so there's a lot of people that are struggling to be seen, especially on Google Business. So that means that you have a larger pool of people that you can target to make this money. And just to show you the difference, I live in New Orleans, so this time we are going to choose Louisiana. Let's go to New Orleans right here. And we are going to type in painters near New Orleans. And there are, again, a ton of businesses that comes up. This is a sponsored business, so they're kind of on their P's and Q's. We don't want to worry about that. If we scroll down, this one has 25 reviews.
So has the timer started now in the 3 hours? Like, is this all part of the 3 hours? That's what I want to know.
You want to keep those things in mind that I mentioned earlier. This may be a decent one to do because they have a 2.0 rating and only 4 people reviewed them. And this one actually is a pretty good business to do, because if you see claim this business, that means that they may have set up a profile for their business, but they have not really linked it to themselves. So this would be someone that you may want to target. And if we look deeper into this, they don't really have any pictures. They don't really have a lot going on. They don't have a website. They don't have hours.
So I'll tell you, when I did this, I got I get the customers the business to answer, and you go through the sales pitch, right? You tell them like, "Hey, I noticed you don't have a Google listing." They hang up on you half the time. So I get that. Then you work on your cold open. It's like, "Hey, I noticed you're not listed." "Yeah, I know. You don't think I don't know Google exists? It's not important to me. I got plenty of customers. I don't know who did that. I don't care." Like, there's a lot of owners that you're not telling them anything new. It's not like they were just waiting for someone to like pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I could do this Google listing." Oh, thank God. I had no idea that this could happen. Like, that's not what happens.
So these are the type of businesses that you want to pretty much try to find. So that's one of them. You want to go through and see if you can find any more. Here's another one that only has 2 reviews, but they do have 5 stars. It doesn't matter how high the rating is, but what matters is this again, claim this business. What matters is if they have a website on here, if they have the hours. Also, if they have photos. They don't have any of these things.
So she's teaching you how to prospect for clients in your service business. Congrats, guys. If you start this one, you are starting a digital marketing business. You need to go find clients. You're doing a service business.
You want to go through, make a complete list of every single business that you can find. The more businesses you find, the more sales you are likely to make.
No way. The more businesses you find, the more. Oh, wow. Great.
So we found a list of all of these businesses. So what in the world are we going to be doing to make money? We are going to be offering them our services, which is going to entail helping them to be found by the right people, helping them to rank higher in search results, helping them to claim the business, making their profiles complete and look.
Most SEO agencies offer this. Just FYI, this is a service for SEO.
Nice, because when people are searching for different businesses, the one place they go often is Google. And you may be like, well, Monique, I don't know a thing about Google business profiles or how to do any of those things that you mentioned. Well, that's why we have our friend ChatGPT. But also, Google offers a free course that you can take. And it's only 42 minutes, and it's going to pretty much sum up everything that Google business is about, the things that you want to focus on, and how you can fix up these profiles. It's very beginner friendly. Again, it's absolutely free. And also what that's going to do is that's going to get you an achievement by Google.
All right, we're going to go past this.
Next? So we are going to start calling these people. And that's what you're going to have to do if you.
So now we're going to call the people. Does that include the 3 hours?
You want to get results the fastest. Like I said, we're trying to get this money in 3 hours. And that's how the person was able to get that $700 in 4 hours, because they started.
I watched this video too where she claims to call a business. Many people say this is scripted. She didn't get it. She just coordinated it. And I believe that. I've seen people go through a lot of ways to try and convince people that they're making this money. For example, see this stack of cash? It's prop money. It's not real. But you'll see this on Instagram all the time. YouTube plaque, put it in the background. Look at that. Looks legit. It's not real. I bought this on eBay. Like, there's so many things. So to think they didn't script a call in the whole thing, I don't put it past what's going on.
Calling businesses. But if you are not comfortable with calling people, another way that you can do this that is also pretty good, you can email these companies.
You can become a spam emailer. Yep. Which again, look, I'm being a little jaded. Honestly, you can do this, but what they should be pitching, both of these people that are claiming to do this, you are becoming a digital marketing agency. That is what you are becoming. They are encouraging you to start a digital marketing agency. That is a good way to make money. You could do that for local businesses in your area. You could do that across the world. You can do that international. Start with the real business model rather than this tactic. And finding ways to scale and find clients that need these services is what you can do. And only having one service in your tool belt, which is Google Maps, probably not the best way to go about it. Should learn a couple more skills in case you can do this. But in the grand scheme of things, this one, yeah, you need sales skills. By the time you get someone to answer the phone, you then got to convince them to pay you $600 and that a Google listing is important to them. Like, they've obviously been in business for years without a Google listing. What will happen if you do the Google listing for them? What will they get? Why is it worth $600? You have to have that all ready to convince them. So you need to know digital marketing services well and tell them the benefits. Tell them so again, one of the side hustles that are viral on YouTube, what is it? It's a service business. Told you there's 4 ways to make money online. We covered content, which is affiliate marketing. And now we're covering service. There's product and there's arbitrage. That's it. Finding opportunities. Any of these. I just randomly picked these 2. I didn't even have these planned or scripted or anything. I just picked these 2 and there they are. They fit right into the model. Someone telling you could sell t-shirts, that's a product. Someone telling you can do Amazon FBA, that's arbitrage. Very straightforward. Let's see. I got to do a lot of editing for the podcast here. No work, copy me. 3.5 ways to make money.
Why is Amazon paying me $63,000 a month? Well, I didn't make this kind of money.
So, if you're someone that wants to be able to make money online using the help of AI, you've clicked on the right video, because what I'm going to do is show you 3 of the best ways, in my personal opinion, if you want to put yourself on the path of being able to earn an extra $300, $500, $1,000 every single week. Now, I'm someone that's making money with AI in a number of different ways right now as we speak, and I'm able to generate thousands of dollars every single day by doing so. So if you're able to stick around for this entire video from start to finish, you're definitely going to learn something that's going to change your financial situation. Now let's jump straight into one of the first ways that you can use AI as a beginner, which is to use it to help you sell an educational digital product. So one of the best types of products to sell on the
Selling a thing. Selling a thing. That's the business model here.
One, because there's no manufacturing cost, there's no labor cost, there's no import fees, shipping fees, or anything like that. And there's a certain way that you can use AI when it comes to helping you with the entire process. For example, you're going to be able to come onto this AI tool over here called Gamma.app. It's completely free for you to try. It's completely free for you to use. So all you need to do is just click on sign up for free. And once you get to this point, it's going to be able to now help you produce a digital product in the form of a presentation. So there's going to be multiple different slides. And all you need to do is enter a simple prompt into this box over here.
Okay, so there's an AI tool that can make you a digital product. I think we're all on the same page. Cool. Now you got to sell that product. Let's see if he jumps to that.
Trends, type in the niche as well as the word course, and see if there's people going onto Google to actively search for information or a course about the niche that you're interested in.
Okay, say making sure you pick a niche or a subject that people are searching. Personal finance course, that's a lot of competition. That's going to be a lot of competition. Should be a lot more particular, granular, but got it. Okay.
All you're going to need to do is pick a theme, which is going to be the color code for what your course is going to be about.
So far, this seems like it's a Gamma tutorial.
You can list it on Etsy if you want. There's so many different places, but what you can also do is use Hostinger when it comes to creating a website that's going to act as a funnel. So I'm going to leave a direct link to Hostinger in my description down below. By using that link, you're going to be able to get up to 80.
Okay, so Hostinger, these are all affiliate links right here. So he makes money. Yeah, see, use code success with Sam, which I'm not knocking. I get these types of offers all the time. Some of the links I have is an affiliate link, but this is a affiliate link engine for him. So as he has 104,000 views, people that watch this and use all these, he's making money off all of these plus his YouTube monetization.
80% off the AI website builder. It's going to be able to be about and a short description of what you're going to be able to list your digital product for.
So what I'm trying to look for is how you're going to drive audience, like how you're going to drive attention to it. Right now, he's just showing you how to make the product, which is very, very common with side hustle people. They'll tell you how to make the thing, but how to get attention to the thing, how to get people to know it exists, That seems to be left out. So far, he's walked us through 2 tools. And looking at it's going to be vidIQ eventually, InVideo AI. So he's probably going to have us make an Instagram channel and then use InVideo AI to make videos on it. And that's it. Yeah. So he's use vidIQ for the outliers and build your Shopify store. Yeah, this is the product business model. So what are your fundamentals to selling a product? You need to know how to get attention to your product, how to get your product to rank on SEO, all that stuff. That is the product business model. So if we go back to the 4 I said, I won't go into the arbitrage, but as you can see, these 4 random videos or 3 random videos I picked off of YouTube, these lazy ways to get money, they fit right into the buckets. You either get paid to do a service for somebody, create things for others, get paid for your own audience, which is the affiliate, the first one, get paid to sell a thing, which was the last one, and paid to find opportunities, which is arbitrage, stuff like that. That's it. So if you've come across me because you're trying to figure out ways to make money online, and you've seen all these gurus and everything like that, I want you to think of these 4 buckets. Am I getting paid to do a service? Am I getting paid to get attention? Am I getting paid to sell a product? Or am I getting paid to push an opportunity? Once you know those, then you have to understand what the context is to be successful at this. There's serious time and effort that you could pour into these. You're better off pouring your time into those business models and understanding the fundamentals of them than learning all those things that lady talked to you about Google Maps. You can spin your whole wheels on that stuff, but really you need to figure out how you're going to get the clients. What's your sales pitch? What's the benefits of this stuff before you learn how to do it? That's the whole, same with the course. Make your course, do that thing. But how are you going to get enough attention? How do you get people to buy your product? Does that make sense? So it's not to say these side hustles are a waste of your time, although they are if you start them at that stage. They're a waste of time if you're thinking they're going to make you money like that. They're not a waste of time if you have a very clear mind that you're going to do one of these business paths, that you're going to become a content creator. If you're going to become a content creator and you're completely understanding that, then understanding affiliate marketing is a great thing to learn. Eventually, how to do print on demand, great thing to learn. Knowing the business you're getting into and then how these things will help you monetize the business is the approach you need in order for you to be successful and have a sustainable business. Right? So kind of a different podcast today. I did go through some examples. We watched some things together, but I do want to take some Q&A. So if you guys have some questions, I'm open to answering them. And if not, I can end the podcast or the live now. I don't know if I'll turn this one into the podcast because it's a little bit different. But yeah. I have one person like the shorts. I don't really watch people live, but you popped up in my shorts feed a month ago and you must be doing something right. I like what you are doing. I legit lost a friend to Forex get rich. Yeah, the Forex stuff is pretty intense. Forex is a super dangerous side hustle in the terms of it's risky. And I have seen people put way too much money into Forex thinking it's a sure thing. And yeah, Forex is a tough one. Thinking of digital product business, making TTRPGs for kids and families. Thoughts? You're going to have to define TTRPG. I know RPG, role-playing game. Are you talking about a TikTok RPG? What about Canva templates? What do you think that is a side hustle? Like selling them on Etsy, similar places? Yes, that is a real side hustle. It's actually a viable side hustle if you find a niche. I talked about eRank on that. The first thing you should do, Co, is go and get my guide on underserved space. If you're trying to sell Canva templates, again, you're selling a product. And one of the key things you'll have to understand is how to find underserved space. So find things people are searching for where there's not a lot of demand. I just talked about the other day, I think I talked about it in my school community, that I found an underserved space of something called, here, let me see if I can stop. Let me log in over here real quick, and I'll show you what underserved space is. But it definitely can be a thing. You just don't pick any random templates. You need to pick templates that are in a space that is underserved. Let's find it. Yeah, here we go. So I am doing 30th birthday shirt. You could see this is eRank. It's a tool that helps you see where there's gaps on Etsy in terms of search. I'm doing 30th birthday. There's a lot of people searching. Not a lot of people, not a lot of competition. Another one is espresso martini art. There's a good amount of people searching for espresso martini, but there's not a lot of searches or not a lot of products being shown. So if you're thinking of making a Canva template, you got to find templates that are being searched for that a lot of people aren't, that there's not a lot of product to be served. Your competition is low. That's your key. Yeah. Tabletop role-playing game. Okay. Got it. Thinking of digital product. So if you're trying to make a tabletop role-playing game for kids, that's a physical product, right? Not a digital product, I assume. That's a great business model or a great product in itself. But you need to first do your research and see if there's what type of tabletop you're niche you're trying to fit, and see if you can make sure you can find that in the ranking of SEO, and see if there's just enough demand or a demand you can fill with it. You also need to figure out how you can get like TikTok creators and things. You don't have to make the content. That's fine. Or you can, but be ready to make 3 to 5 videos a day. Making content is a lot of work. So you have to do 3 to 5 videos a day, 100 videos on your product before you know it's worth it or not. So I'm not discouraging you from that business. It can be actually very viable, but I want you to go in very strongly understanding, okay, I'm going to have to make 3 to 5 videos a day, post at least 100 videos in the next 90 days on this product, figure out how to do viral hooks, make great short form, long form content, build a community around this to make it a viable option. I may need to figure out how to get it ranked on Amazon searches for certain keywords. eRank does have an Amazon thing. I've never used it, but you can use Helium 10 to check what's being searched for on Amazon and what gaps you would fill. You need to learn SEO. You need to make sure your photography is good too. For your product listing, because that product listing is very important for your photo to stand out. So understanding all those components are super important. If you're serious about it, let me know. Maybe I can let you in my school community. I've been exploring taking some of the people that are super serious about side hustles and getting them in an accountable mastermind. I'm super familiar on how to sell things online and doing e-commerce. It's my trade. It's my background. So I can definitely give you the tips and tricks that you would need to get listed. Never can guarantee anything, but definitely help you get you in the right direction. Where can I find? It's in the link in my bio. You can find the underserved space in the link in my bio. 1K a month is easy, honestly, no matter the side hustle. Yeah, you can make 1K a month through doing a few things. Why is it deleting comments? I don't know. I'm not deleting any comments. Can you review Quarterback.ru? It's a side hustle. on content creation. Depends on the platform you're trying to go for. Content creation could definitely be a very powerful side hustle and way to make money, but you do need to find your niche and the way you're going to stand out. If you're just going to be like a gaming Twitch streamer, that's going to be tough. The competition is steep, but if you find the right niche, it could definitely be a good avenue for revenue. Can you review? I don't know what this is. I'll have to look at that website. How did you learn how to do all that stuff for content creation? I don't know what stuff you mean. Is trading a valuable option? Are you talking about trading Pokemon cards or what? I started on TikTok for content creation. I don't want to do the advertising. Can I pay influencers to do simple? Yes. So if you don't want to do the advertising or make content, you can hire UGC creators. You can become the other side of Join Brands, where you're posting up your product and looking for people to make content about your product. It's going to cost money, right? Nobody does it for free, but you just build that into your business plan. I have a simple idea no one has done for some reason. Yeah, you could. We'd have to talk about it a little bit more, Mr. Plegend. Oh, for a hook and stuff, you can, you start looking up viral hooks. Start looking up content creation on YouTube or TikTok, and you'll start getting, your algorithm will start serving you that. I do have XRP crypto. I do have that from a long time ago. Hey, Bree. Yeah, you haven't seen me in a while. I've actually been going live. I just haven't been able to see the TikTok chat. Now I can, so it's good to be back on TikTok. Yep. How do you find good UGC creator? It is a challenge. It is a challenge. Your best is, depending on what your product or niche is, you start searching it and then seeing who's creating around it and seeing if they have a rate card or a portfolio. It really depends on where you're at. What's my favorite side hustle? Favorite is hard to say, but ones I think that have the most opportunity. One is content creation. I think we're just getting, as much as it has how long YouTube has been around and these platforms have been around, they're still consuming more and more of our time in the day. Less and less people are watching TV. So more and more people are going to social platforms to watch content. So I still think there's strong opportunity for content creators. I kind of just stumbled into it with Side Hustle Review. And because I was just documenting, like, you know, what's out there, all the riffraff out there. But now after I've looked into it more, being part of the creator economy in itself, if you were my best friend and that was interesting to you, I would definitely tell you to check that out. Anything in the creator economy. It doesn't have to be making content like I am. The whole TikTok shopping and live shopping, things like that, that is definitely coming up. And there are people making thousands of dollars doing that right now. And I don't think it's going to go away. I think it's going to keep going. So it's not so much my favorite side hustle, but the ones I think have the most opportunity: content creation, live shopping, content creators, doing videos on product reviews, stuff like that. I really think you're on the ground floor still, if that's interesting. So I'm finding a small influencer, or do I have to search exactly UGC? You can find it depends on your space. So it depends on your product, but you could search your product with UGC and see if someone's listed, or you just search your product and then look at the creators and ones that stand out to you and see if they're available for commission of UGC. And they may not be, but you can message them and say, hey, do you mind if you made a video like this and show the one that they said for me? I'll pay you XYZ through PayPal or something. They may be open to it. Besides content creation, well, I'm selling t-shirts. I'm trying to do Etsy t-shirts. The Faceless channel I've done. I've stopped. I still do. I did Airtasker, so I test a lot of them. I test it like I did WAP. I made some money on it just to prove it out. D-Scout I do occasionally, which is the survey taking, stuff like that. It's interesting and helpful. How often do you do these lives? It's the first one. I go live weekly, usually on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I'm a little unpredictable. I'm trying to be a little bit more predictable. I do have some planned vacation coming up. I was having a lot of internet issues. I think I finally got it nailed. It seems like I didn't have any issues today. It took me buying a special product to get high-speed internet upstairs in my house, so I think it's working out. So I should be going live once a week. How much they take usually? I don't know what you're talking about on crypto. But yeah, I'm coming near the end. Do you think the upcoming TikTok video rules will hurt Faceless? I do think there's a risk to Faceless. I personally am seeing signs of Faceless and AI content at risk for demonetization or lower monetization. I don't think they add to the platform. If you think about YouTube and TikTok's business model, it's to keep people's interest. A lot of these Faceless videos are becoming kind of like pop-up vibes. Remember back in the day, the internet, you get pop-up ads. Those lasted for a while, and then soon the platforms worked against them. I think Faceless has that risk. That's why I don't go too hard into it. I think it's a stamp in time, but I don't think it's a viable long-term business that you should really try and bank yourself on for the rest of your life. But that's just me. Maybe it will be. I've been looking into Whatnot. It's very similar to an eBay. I think there is possibility there. It's a little bit better than eBay right now because they're up and coming. It's not a scam or anything, though. Whatnot is legit. So, Bree, in order to get into my school, it's actually invite only right now because I have it in beta. If you go to my Instagram and put Black Sheep Wall, all one word. Here, I'll put it in chat. You know what? I'll just link you to my school in the chat. 1 second. What else do you guys have? Anything else? So I'm going to get the link to this school. It's in beta, so I'd love your feedback on it. Bree. Which tool are you talking about, Jack? You DM'd it to me? Oh, let's see. Hold on. I'm going to pull this up. Oh no, I'm not going to do that, Jack. I think this is a nefarious website. I'm not going to go to a .ru website. That's got me red flags, and the fact that you're spacing it out, I don't think so, man. But nice try, man. Appreciate it. Here. Black Sheep Wall. There you go. Put that on one of my most recent posts, and you'll get there. Cool. Well, with that, we're going to do the outro for the podcast. So thank you so much for tuning into the Side Hustle Review podcast. I hope you've learned a lot. As always, please make sure you're leaving a 5-star review, giving it likes, comments, shares, dropping those hearts. Those really do matter to small creators like me. It does help the algorithm. And as we saw today, there's so much YouTube content around side hustles that really just barely skim the surface on how to make money online, when there needs to be more information on the fundamentals and the real truth and the real path on how to make money online. So if you want to help with that, make sure you engage with my videos and do everything you can to help support it. And until then, I'll see you guys later. On to the next one, guys. Peace.